From San Francisco, California, this is the Rock and Roll Geek Show. This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Monday, August 23rd, 2021, and it is 4:14 when I'm recording this episode. I just got out of the shower. Long day work for a Monday. Worked on Sunday. I'm beat. And boy, am I thirsty. So I need to take a sip of this fine Tecate. I'm frazzled, friends. I need a sip. Hold on. Day 23 of the Dog Days of Podcasting, where me and a whole lot of podcast legends attempt to do a show a day for the entire month of August. We're almost through with this thing already. I can't believe how fast it went. The older you get, the faster it goes, friends. I need audio comments, please. Otherwise, I'm going to be telling you what I'm having for dinner very soon. Speaking of what I'm having for dinner, the wife is cooking dinner tonight, so I don't have high expectations. She's making some kind of chicken soup, which I'm guessing means break out the salt, break out the pepper, break out the spices, break out the hot sauce, because it's going to be probably a little bit bland. Or it could be overly salty. Who knows? Not the best cook, but I do appreciate me not having to cook today. So, again, please send the audio comments, friends, because I'm running out of them. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. I have one, though. Brush With Rockstar. I think this is from James Shapiro, a supporter of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Ace, also known as a producer, also known as friend of the show and friend of mine, James Shapiro.
Michael Butler, how you doing?
I'm super great.
James Shapiro calling from the wilds of my backyard in Georgia.
Listen to that. You hear the crickets?
Of Atlanta. I've been listening to the show for a long time, almost since the beginning, not the exact beginning, but you could put me, I guess the best way to say it would be the chicks dig the GPS era.
That is way back. James Shapiro goes way back to probably late 2004, which is the very beginning, friends.
Right around when I started listening. And I'm not much of an audio comment kind of a guy, but I've called in a couple of times over the years.
I appreciate you taking one for the team, friend, for the Dog Days of Podcasting. Back to you, James Shapiro. I'm cracking myself up.
One or two. Never really had a recurring phone call, but wanted to call in with the brush with fame. But before I do that, let me first say, how you doing, Michael Butler?
I'm super great. Could not be better. Thank you for asking, James Shapiro.
That is great to hear. I am
You're
also
in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to be in Florida, October 7th. I'm going hunting with my friend Darren, and then I'm going to be spending a couple more days with my stepdad John, and then we're driving up to the cabin for a few days. So we're going to be passing through Georgia. The cabin is about maybe an hour from Atlanta. Come on up to Blue Ridge, Blue Ridge. James Shapiro, let's have some barbecue, friend.
Great, couldn't be better. And The reason being because I'm about to open this fine Sweetwater 420.
Right. Is there pot in that? Okay. I'll join you, friend, with this Tecate.
Take a sip of this.
I'll join you.
What they say about the first Sweetwater 420 of the day.
The eighth one is always the best.
It's always the best, my friend.
Yes.
And I'm here, got the charcoals lit up. I'm about to throw on a couple of chicken legs for dinner.
Just a couple of legs? You mean leg quarters? Because 2 legs is not enough for a man.
Rubbed up with some spices, which should be pretty good.
Now, what kind of grill is that? Is that just a standard Weber? I have a Traeger up in the mountain house, and I got the, you know what I have down here. I love that Traeger, man. It's almost foolproof. For amateurs, for people who are not good on the grill, that Traeger is so good for someone like me.
But anyway, listen, before I get into the story, I just want to tell you,
What's your sauce? What is the barbecue sauce in Atlanta? I'm guessing that's a mustard sauce, right, James Shapiro, or are you just going dry?
thinking about you in your house. I hope you're hanging in there.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, James Shapiro. Thank you for reminding me. I need to do a Monument Fire update. Where's the InsuWeb? For August 23rd. Let's see. The Monument Fire is currently estimated at 150,011 acres with 20% containment. So it's gone up 4% containment since yesterday. That's an increase of about 1,800 acres from Sunday. All right, well, it sounds like they're getting a little bit of a handle on it. That's very good news. It's still about 2 miles from my house. I'm planning on going up there on Friday. I'm really trying to finish this job that I just started today by Thursday. And I'm going to head up Friday because there's a 6-point buck that's been in my backyard, and I have not seen that son of a bitch since hunting season opened on Saturday. That thing has been coming into my yard every day, and since hunting season, that thing has not been here. So I'm guessing that guy across the street got it. I sure hope not, but I'm going to go up there on Friday and hunt Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning, Monday night, and head back Tuesday. I'm going to still be podcasting because the dog days will not be over yet. So let's hope I get a deer. All right, back to you, James Shapiro. So the house is still standing, still under evacuation warning, but I'm going to go into the line of fire this weekend because I got to hunt. I can't let that deer get away. There's a 4-point up there as well that's been coming in my backyard. Let's hope. I have never killed a deer before in my life. Let's hope it happens because I can't think of a better place for it to happen than in my backyard. I tell you, friends. Pardon me, I'm bourbon. It was fine to contact. All right, back to you, James Shapiro. Back up just a little bit.
Water 420 of the day. It's always the best, my friend.
Yes.
And I'm here. Got the charcoals lit up. I'm about to throw on a couple of chicken legs for dinner, rubbed up with
You're just
some
doing
spices,
regular,
which should be pretty good.
Regular Kingsford, regular charcoal briquettes because I use the wood charcoal. The what do you call it? Natural wood.
But anyway, listen. Before I get into the story, I just want to tell you, we're all thinking about you in your house. I hope you're hanging in there.
Friend. Keep the prayers
I lived
coming.
in Florida for about 20 years before moving up to Georgia, and I've been through the drill with hurricanes and leaving your house with everything that you own in it and not really knowing what's going to happen to it.
That's the way it is. I brought the bow. I did bring my bow back to San Francisco with me. I got to head back. I'm going to bring that back. I'm going to bring the guns back too, just in case. But if the fire is not out, I'm going to bring the guns back to San Francisco with me. And I'm going to probably leave I'm going to bring the Gibson acoustic back with me as well because I'd like to be able to strum while I'm up there. All right, back to you, James Shapiro.
Shitty feeling, and probably even shittier when it's a fire.
The feeling is of helplessness, of not having any control. You know that.
Destroy everything. So listen, I hope everything goes okay with the house. And
thank you, friend.
You can have a little relief from that soon. But anyway, my story is about Vince Neil. I've had a couple of brushes with fame, but the best one I have.
I'm guessing he's an asshole, but go ahead.
About Vince Neil. A long time ago, I lived in South Beach, Miami Beach, and used to go to this karaoke bar there at this hotel called the Shelbourne. And it's one of those old hotels right on the beach.
Yeah, it's
super old
Art Deco, right? I've been to Miami many times. Stevie Stiletto played the Cameo Theater a lot of times, right there on the beach, and it's all Art Deco section of town.
Building based on what's going on now with the building collapse down there, it might be a candidate for some evacuation at this point. But the basement of it back then, 20 years ago, had this kick-ass karaoke bar.
I played in a basement of a place in Miami, or it could have been Fort Lauderdale, but that place put us up in a really shitty hotel as well.
Where they had a stage, and the guy would hit a smoke machine if you were playing, certain tunes. He had instruments. You could go back and play the drums.
He was a karaoke. He really liked his job.
Or grab a bass and guitar and, fake it, So it was really fun, and me and my crazy crew of friends were pretty much regulars there. We'd go and, close it out if we were having a real night, or we were pretty much regulars. So one day on a weekday, my group is in there, and sure enough, Vince Neil and these two chicks are bellied up to the bar. They're completely shit-faced.
Now, what year was this?
And I'm
trying to gauge Vince Neil's weight.
I'm not like a huge Motley Crue fan or anything like that. I like some of the tunes, but I'm the kind of person I don't want to bug, a famous person if I ever see him.
Same way.
I'm sure there's probably some exceptions out there, but Vince Neil was not one where I was going to be like, hey, man, I love, everything you've done since Too Fast for Love. And,
thank you. You changed my life.
My way through some conversation.
You got me
so we pretty much left him alone.
You got me through some hard times, Vince. All right, back to you, James Shapiro.
But he was pounding freaking booze.
Nice.
And sure enough, one of my smart-ass friends gets up on stage at one point.
Oh, he calls out Vince.
And he sings Smoking in the Boys' Room.
Oh, Motley Crue's version.
And then a couple other songs
I'll bet you that's Vince's cue to skedaddle. That's what I would think.
And then another buddy of mine gets up and does Home Sweet Home.
Oh, definitely Vince's cue to skedaddle. He's probably sinking. He's probably hiding his face at this point.
Eventually, everybody in the bar realizes that freaking Vince Neil is in the bar, and the DJ guy, who's literally must be dead now. I mean, this guy was 70 years old.
Hey, everybody, we'd like to welcome Vince Neil to the bar.
Starts going, there's a real rock and roll star.
Yeah, there you go.
Right here. So maybe we can, we all give him a round of applause. Maybe he'll come up and do something for us.
He didn't, right?
And sure enough, somehow Vince decides to stumble up on stage.
Oh, nice.
And he does Dr. Feelgood.
He's the one to call Dr. Feelgood.
Girls, girls, girls.
Girls, girls. He gets up there and he does karaoke to his own songs. Wow. That's great. That is great. That must have been before cell phones.
And he has to stammer it out. I mean, we've all seen the video from a couple of months ago, right? Yeah. It was like that. And the kicker, he was so drunk, he had to read off the screen for the lyrics to the tunes that his own band.
Oh, what an awesome night that would have been, man.
Had hits with. So, anyway, super hilarious. That was my Vince Neil brush with fame.
I love it. I love it.
Again, appreciate all the
karaoke to his own songs.
Came in over 15 plus years, Butler. Love the show. And,
thank you, friend.
Keep it going, my friend. As long as you're doing it, I'll be listening to it.
Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate it.
I'm going to take one more sip of this fine Sweetwater 420.
I will join you.
That is good. That's good.
Oh, that's good.
All right, Butler. Stay safe. Keep us posted on the house. We're all thinking about you.
Thank you, friend.
And stay frosty, my friend.
And right after that, he sent me another comment, a little addendum. So let's maybe he forgot something.
Butler, James Shapiro again.
Hey, James.
Sorry, I forgot to say one more thing in my audio comment. I'm sure you can hear it. Maybe you can hear it. We got a nice little Georgia mid-afternoon.
It's raining.
Rain shower here.
I love it. We should rain up in Trinity County. I love the sound of rain in the South, man. People put down the South. The South is a great place to live. I miss it. I have to say, I miss it, man.
Backyard. And I remember on the Facebook group, I threw you a comment saying, hey, if you're ever headed back up to Blue.
Wait a minute. Didn't you just start the grill? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What are you going to do? You got the grill under like a covering? You got something covering that grill, or is the grill out?
Ridge. Come see us on the way.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me back it up.
Facebook group, I threw you a comment saying, hey, if you're ever headed back up to Blue Ridge, come see us on the way. We'll treat you right. We'll get you some ribs and some beers.
I will try to talk, John, where are you in Atlanta? I will try to talk my stepdad into stopping off in Atlanta. He may not want to because he may want to head straight up to the mountain house, but you come up there if I can't, James. Let's have some beers and barbecue.
And I kind of have to be a little quiet about this. We have deer in our backyard. Oh. We have the woods here.
You're allowed to shoot doe and up there, right?
I love them. But if you get up early on the day that you leave and you get your bow, you might be able to bag one. But it would probably, my wife would probably have to figure out a way to get it in your truck.
Sneak it past the wife
on your way out.
Yeah,
because
I
she
know the
would
feeling.
But they crush.
Now my wife, on the other hand, if I got a deer, clothes would be coming off, friend. She gets turned on by me killing an animal. Yeah. Okay, back to you, James.
Freaking plants, and that's how they have been eating for a while. Yeah. But anyway,
they eat your plants.
Open invitation, my friend.
Thank you, James.
Anytime you're headed through, going up to Blue Ridge.
I should be heading up there around October 12th or 13th, James Shapiro.
Georgia, we'd love to have you. It's the least I can do for 15 plus years of entertainment. I'm going to go put my chicken legs on right now, and stay frosty, my friend.
Stay frosty, James Shapiro. James Shapiro, send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. I'll give you my cell phone number, and we can do like Eddie Trunk and text each other. All right. You too can leave me an audio comment, friends. I need them badly. That was a good one. I like that one from James Shapiro. He's a good guy. I've never met him, and I can tell he's a good guy. You can tell. I'm going to say it again. Every rock and roll geek every person who's called into the Rock and Roll Geek show, or it's on the Facebook group, which I did not create, et cetera, has been a good guy. You can just tell. All good people. So the best community in podcast history, I guarantee you. Guarantee you. All right. One more thing before we get out of here. A couple of deaths I want to report. Sweet Connie Hamsey died at 66 yesterday, age 66. Apparently she was going into hospice, so that's sad. But I want to say something more personal. A friend of the Rock and Roll Geek show, Al Collins, who played bass for Jason and the Scorchers and also was married to Stacie Collins, who I played on the show many times. Al Collins was a regular emailer. He emailed me all the time. We talked and I don't know if we didn't text because I'm not like that with Eddie Trunk, but we emailed all the time. And I don't know if he was in the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group, but he died suddenly, just suddenly. The guy was healthy, in good shape. I won't get into whether he just got the vaccine or whatever, but he just died suddenly at age 60, my age almost, a little bit older than me. Al Collins, he's going to get a rest in peace on Classic Rock Magazine. First of all, condolences to his wife, Stacie Collins, who is a ripping harmonica player, and Stacie Collins' band was a great band. Pardon me, it was fine, Modelo. It's very rude to do it, not Modelo, Tecate. Very rude to do on a loving tribute to Al Collins. Played bass with Jason and the Scorchers. He died on July 6, 2021, and I just found out. I thought it was a joke or something because the guy was healthy. And the guy was a great bass player too. Here's the obituary on Classic Rock Magazine. Al Collins, bassist with Jason and the Scorchers, has died following a heart attack at the age of 60. Nashville-based Collins, devoted husband of the performer Stacie, joined the U.S. alt-country band in 2008. Jason Ringenberg, singer for Jason and the Scorchers, said his bandmate was cheerful and ready to help whenever it was 4 a.m., whether it was 4 a.m., getting in the van, or 8 p.m. going on stage. Yeah, the guy was a lifer and a great bass player. And I want to give my condolences again to Stacie Collins. I sent her a Facebook message, private Facebook message, which she's not responded, but I don't think she's been on Facebook. And I don't know if I'm a Facebook friend of hers. I didn't know her. I just knew her husband, and she did send me some homemade cookies, and they were delicious. So Stacie Collins, if you happen to be listening to this, or if you're just a friend of the Rock and Roll Geek show, let her know, and know Stacie Collins. Let her know that I wish my deepest heartfelt condolences And when I found out, I got really sad. And he was a friend of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. And even though I never met the guy in person, I considered him a friend. I don't know if they consider me friends or not because I kind of got canceled by the Jason and the Scorchers people, the people around there, because I said something on a podcast that they didn't like. But we won't get into that. I'll try to keep it as positive as I can. Stacie Collins, again, my heartfelt condolences. I'm really, really sorry for your loss of your husband, Al Collins. And in honor of Al Collins, I'm going to play King of Rock by Stacie Collins. This is from the album Roll the Dice. Thank you for listening, friends. I hate to end it on a bad note, or not a bad note, but a sad note. I'll talk to you tomorrow with day 24 of the Dog Days of Podcasting. Rest in peace, the great Al Collins. Here's King of Rock, rockandrollgeek.com, dogdaysofpodcasting.com, Facebook, R&R Geek, Twitter, R&R Geek, Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek, Don't Ask. Thank you for the donations. Here is Stacie Collins. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Well, you look like a rock star. You're here just right. Gonna keep the party rolling till the morning light. You're buying drinks with pink umbrellas. See, all the ladies love a sharp breast filler. Little something in your pocket, gonna take you to the top. There ain't no stopping the king of rock. Well, all night parties and one night stands, playing in the dive bars, sleeping in a van. Well, you look a little ragged, a bit worse for the wear, but you wear it well and you just don't care. Watch all your troubles go up in smoke. You pick yourself up just to let yourself go. Life is rock and roll, always ready to put on a show. Fake it till you make it, Jack. Give the girls a heart attack. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Baby, you're the king of rock. For your one big break, and deep down inside, you know it ain't right. Sing the same old songs every Saturday night. On the highway to hell, you gotta pay the toll. You take another hit before you hit the road. Fake it till you make it, Jack. Give the girls a heart attack. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Baby, you're the king of rock. Yeah, I said, baby, you're the king of rock. 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 I said, baby.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.